do my heels up. Everything is on this line down the middle. Extending this way forever, extending that way forever, extending that way forever. All my energy is coming up from here and pushing up and together and up and out. Heels up. Energy up through here. I focus on the middle here. Heels off the ground. Toes spread wide. The pads of my feet look like that. I stretch across the pads, not the toes so much. I let those go. Those are just spread out, but mostly I feel the stretch from the outside of the pad of my foot to the inside across, pulling outward and working against our toes, being clinched up in our shoes, so the opposite of that. Wide and up. I want my toes up off the ground. I'm standing only on the balls of my feet. I'm standing, trying to focus on symmetrical pressure. So the balls of my feet are contacted on the ground exactly the same. You'll find that because of our hip alignment, usually the way our feet are on the ground, those should be the same, uniform. You shouldn't be standing on the outside of one foot and the inside of the other or anything like that. I'm working on strengthening this side because it's my weaker side, and these muscles back here are not as strong as these ones here, so my hips are a little bit that. And so when I make the balls of my feet the same on both sides, this leg turns around and aligns. It's crazy. So heels off the ground. All of this energy now. This is my fave move. Do this for, you can go up in plank or up in downward dog just to start out, but then I squat. I push from my balls of my feet, contacting the ground uniformly, and I push from my feet. I feel the energy travel to the pads of my hand. So from the pads of my feet to the pads of my hand every time. It's like I'm jumping. I try to breathe through my nose. Then I try to relax my tongue and mouth and jaw and chest because I hold a lot of my tension there. Slow and deliberate is my favorite. It really makes you concentrate on the balance. I like to spread my feet wider and gets more of the inner thigh, and it spreads out the hip muscles in this position. Gravity is pushing straight down on us, spreading out our shoulder muscles and our hip muscles and even our spine vertebrates, separating those, trying to give as much space in between the joints for more circulation. And this exercise really works on my symmetry. I'm still imagining the middle vertical down my body, and all the energy from the ground through my pads of my hand to the pads of my feet is pushing everything against that middle from both sides equally. I like to come close here and keep my hands on the ground. The pads of my feet are on the ground uniformly to each other, and my toes are off the ground. My hands, I try to focus on the pads of my hands being on the ground and the same stretching across the pads of my hand to give the palms of my hands a stretch. In this position here, where you can see I'm very close. This one right here gets all of this, and I just kind of sit back and bounce on it and do different levels of sitting in this stretch. It feels great. Right now I feel the stretch totally in my groin. My legs are burning. I gotta do a little breathing. I get the vibrations going with for the vagus nerve. I feel the vibration between the line between my ears. I vibrate that. I feel like doing some push-ups, even though I'm shaking. In this position, neck up and down, but I focus on the muscles between my shoulder blades moving my neck up and down. I don't focus on bending my neck. I bend from the middle of my chest, actually. I feel it, the stretch along my spine muscles. So when I pull up here, the muscles between my shoulder blades are the ones pulling my neck back. And then here, between my chest. All right, that was 9 minutes.